Welcome back, my friends, to another rousing rendition of Choir Boys Cutlery Outdoors, a Blackout HD rendition. Happy Work Tough Gear Wednesday, guys. Listen, before we get too far into it, there was a time in this country where 22 veterans a day took their own lives. Now, stats are all over the place. We talk about that all the time. The main thing is this: anything above zero is unacceptable. Vets, we love you. You have a place here. We're back to blue over here with Sport Leo, all to the chagrin of many. How do you do that, Scab? Well, we don't break the damn law, and when we do, because we have, we take responsibility for it. And finally, if you're an addict, never quit quitting. Well, my guy Joshua Blankenship over at ANKURA Knife Company is the designer of the Blackout HD, and we have a review on the Blackout, a little smaller version of this. There goes Megatron. Appreciate everybody asking about Meg, by the way. She's doing a little better. She has a doctor's appointment Friday. Just keep her in your thoughts and prayers if you would. Now, back to the knife. It is SK85. It is made by Work Tough Gear, of course. I love that clip point. I love everything about this knife. I love the finger choil. Got some nice deep fullers. Let's go over a couple things, guys. The blade length is actually 10 5/8 with about a 9 5/8 cutting surface. The handle is about 6 inches. It's got a 3 5/8 inner grip. I'd like to see that inner grip about a 1/4 inch bigger, but it fits my hand pretty comfortably. Couldn't go much smaller than that, but about 3 5/8 there. Now, it's got that beautiful G10 handles. I love their machine G10 with red liners. It just sets it off. It really does. This is going to be a two-part review or demonstration, whatever we call the things, right? Give you a good look at the blade there. Since it is Work Tough Gear Wednesday, we are going to put it to some chopping, some work, some things like that. What I'm going to do in the second part, I didn't do as much popping the trunk on this one or just straight up cutting stuff with this one. To be honest with you guys, I filmed it on Sunday, and there was a lot going on, so I got a lot of footage, a lot of great footage, and the knife felt very, very well, very balanced in hand, really, really well done. But I want to come back now, and I want to get a little more cutting in, so we'll probably do part two over the weekend, give you a different look. I would say the overall aesthetic of this knife, people have said buoy and things like that, and it has that feel, but it has, to me, it's got a little more of a unique aesthetic to it. I love the way it looks. It's got a slight forward cant, very comfortable in hand. I didn't really feel any hot spots. It does have a 90-degree spine, and again, it is SK85, and as always, these damn things come razor sharp. Well, maybe I did a little more cutting than I thought. Well, I'll just do part two because it's fun. How about that? Now, here's the deal. That's 2-inch, 1/4 inch, high pressure air hose. It's 2-ply. It's some tough stuff. A lot of times we cut it around here with a Sawzall. Of course, for me in these demonstrations, I like to show you the knives, the slicier knives that are able to cut through it. The blade thickness, right, is 3/16 stock, but it thins out after the handle. So it is a very slicey blade. I was going to give you the blade width. Let me give you the blade width because I like throwing in some of these dimensions that we don't always do. The blade width on this is 2 3/16 at its most. That is an ample blade, and that thing makes it slicey. The clip on this is right at 5 3/4 inches. So it's a definite clip point. It's a definite stabber. This is, now, here's the deal. Let's just be straight up honest. We do a ton of knife reviews. That's the point of the channel, right? Of course it is, Scab. Here's the thing. When I take a knife like this and we start to put it to work, it's a little bit unique. We could call it a buoy, and you could call it that, buoy style, if you would like to. But it is a little bit different. The handle's got a slight forward cant to it, so it's good for chopping. We've got that long 6-inch clip, so we know it's going to stab some stuff. We got 2 1/8, 2 1/4 inch wide blade, so we know it's going to slice some stuff. With a blade this long, 10 5/8 inches, sometimes, guys, you got to get used to using it. And we say it all the time. Hey, man, use your stuff. Use your stuff that you buy to use, right? Once I felt comfortable with the blade, this thing is insane. I'm just going to be straight up honest with you. Now, everybody knows I'm a Work Tough Gear fanboy, and I don't care. I don't care what anybody thinks. You know why? Here's why. Because I can go out and stab a tire. I can go out and chop a tree down. I can go out and do whatever I need to do, guys, and the knife's not going to break. It's not going to bend. The edge isn't going to roll. None of it. I looked the other day. I've got close to 100 videos with Work Tough Gear. Now, that's including shorts and things like that. That's a lot of use with Work Tough Gear. Work Tough Gear is one of the few companies that I promise you I'd put my name on. Now, right here, we're doing the Donnie B All Day drop test, the Donnie B All Day throw it at the tree there test. We're over at Kirk's, and I want to say this. I want to thank Kirk, because y'all are about to see a lot of him in the background. Here's the deal, guys. I got a kidney stone, and anybody that's ever had one of them things knows what they can do to you. Sunday, honest to God, I got to a point where I didn't know if I was going to be able to finish this video. It just got to hurting so bad, and I asked Kirk to be out there with me. Now, here's the balance point. And I'm saying all this because you're going to see Kirk in the background. A lot of times, people are laughing, saying, oh, Kirk's supervising. I asked Kirk to be there for this one in particular in case he did have to step in, because that kidney stone was killing me. Now, it's moved a little bit, and thank God, and hopefully here pretty soon I'll pass it. But I'm just telling y'all right here, I was hurting for certain. Now, you see right there, I've got to where I'm not going to just show you all the old. So first time we did it, it didn't go. Second time went straight through. Penetration was very good. Now right here, we're just going to do a push. Here's the thing with that, with the push stab like that. To me, that's a little more impressive because we've already cut the tire. So it's not a secure, it's not firm, right? And there you can see the steel belting. Now, just like every Work Tough Gear I reviewed, the thing is sharp as shit coming out of the box. Now, here's something we've started doing a little more of too. This is an oak limb, probably 3.5 inch in diameter. But I want y'all to understand, I'm not trying to hit this for speed. When we're doing it vertical like this and we spin it, there is an absolute point to doing it. One, we're trying to cut it in two. Well, that's kind of obvious, right? But I want y'all to see the deep bites that it gets. That's why we're a little more deliberate on the chops. And you can see right there, it took a hunk out. A little more deliberate. Plus, on a couple of these, we're going to go flat into it. It's an oak limb. It's a hardwood. If it's going to do any damage, we're going to see it right here. And again, now Kirk's back there too, because there are times, a lot of times I've asked him to tell me, hey man, just let me know. Let's let the knife work. As we've talked about many times, a lot of times I'll pick it up and just try to bull rush through it. And that's fine for a short. That's fine when you do it for time. But when we do these reviews and we do these demonstrations, we need to let the knife work. Now again, quick look at the edge. No damage, no damage. And guys, again, remember this. The first time y'all are seeing it is the first time I'm seeing it, other than doing the filming. I don't really go back and edit, which, you know, everybody's like, yeah, we know that, Scab. We can see that. I just take the ends out. And basically that way, I can try to give you as honest a reaction to what I'm doing as much of a review. Plus, a lot of times it can show me the dumbass stuff I do too, which is ample. Now, right here, we talked a little bit about that forward cant. All right? I like that. It helps me. For some reason, I'm just comfortable with that. And it's not very pronounced, right? It's just a slight forward cant with the blade. But it allows me, and it allows the user to be very, very precise with the swings. Now, we're going to do some batoning, and we're going to do some vertical batoning and some horizontal batoning. The thing about this knife is that I like so much, it's got a very, very, I'm a clip point freak. I just am. I love the aesthetic. So it's got an aggressive look to it. It's got a self-defense-y look to it. It's got a fighting knife look to it, right? And I'm sure you could use it for that. Now, again, unless I'm going to go back there and sword fight Kurt, there's nobody out there to sword fight. But what I'm saying is, it's well balanced. I showed you the balance point. It has that aggressive look. I kind of like that in a knife. Not to mention, it's insanely functional. Let's talk about the handle a little bit. We talked about that Machine G10, and honest to God, guys, I don't know that there's anybody that does handles as well as Work Tuff Gear. They just really, really do. Now, Kirk reminded me that I'd already done this one time, but again, I wanted to get a lot of chopping in this video. I'll do another one where we do a lot of cutting, but I wanted to show y'all, I like to show you a lot of cutting on Work Tuff Gear. One, to show you the toughness in the Work Tuff Gear, but two, there's no hand fatigue here. Okay, and you can see those deep, deep bites that it gets, and now we're hitting it a little more hard, and we'll go straight through. We're going to baton this, we're going to lay it flat and baton it, and just try some different things. I think this is where we laid it flat. I got this from my guy Grugsy over at Legion Tactical. I actually love splitting wood this way, and let me say this real quick, guys. I've been putting it off for a couple weeks because of different things, but this weekend, we're out there at our outdoor studio. I am doing an overnight this Saturday night. The temps are supposed to be good. So what I wanted to do here was just process up a lot of wood. And that's kind of where we're going with a lot of these reviews, right? Where we're actually doing work. We're going to use all this wood. We're going to have a big campfire and just show the knife working. Now, we got that fencing grip. And for me, with a bigger blade especially, some guys like it, some guys don't. And it's personal preference. But I absolutely adore the finger choil. I like it. That way I can get that fencing grip, which I like, thumb on the back, pointer finger in the choil, choke up, bear down, and have perfect control. Guys, let me do a couple quick shout outs. Donnie B all day, my brother from another mother. Go check Donnie out. Joe, Steel Forged and Fire, Sword and Knife. Awesome content, check him out. Grugsy, I just mentioned him, Legion Tactical. Go check out Legion Tactical. He's got some really cool Work Tuff Gear knives as well. Pistol Pete, awesome dude, awesome content creator. My guy Eric Outer and the Angry Jackalope. So those are my shout outs, guys. Guys, hey, happy Work Tuff Gear Wednesday as we wrap this thing up. The other thing is this that I wanted to say about Work Tuff Gear and the handles. When we talk about comfort, it's not just comfort chopping. It's not just the shock in the handle. It's comfort batoning. Can you use it to work all day? Will it hold up all day? I've got busted up hands, guys, big time. And for me, with these Work Tuff Gear knives, we were out there probably a couple hours, easy, just processing up wood, throwing logs around. Boy, Scab, there you go. Throwing stuff around. Never got fatigued, never got hand fatigue, never got tired, didn't have any soreness, no hot spots. And again, we worked the knife as hard as I could work it. And the thing is, too, with this, now we're going to come right back with chopping. Think about all the things that we've actually chopped and cut during this video, guys. I mean, seriously, that's why I do the reviews like I do it. I could tell you all about this knife. I could rave all about this knife, and I do. It always helps to have a little show and tell, doesn't it? You see, again, we're getting them big bites, big chops. Here's the thing, guys. I love y'all. God knows I do. God bless y'all. I hope he does. I'm Scab. You're not. Happy Work Tuff Gear Wednesday. Josh, brother, you killed it. Mr. Vic, you're slaying it. I'm gone, son.